Hey guys, what's going on? John here from What's Spinning, here tonight to chat about this new Angel Olsen album, Whole New Mess. Angel Olsen is a St. Louis-based singer-songwriter who, in her early days, I kind of missed the boat on. At least I wasn't into some of her early stuff. Halfway Home sounded nice from a distance, but honestly, there was nothing on that album that really captivated me. I thought a lot of her contemporaries were doing a lot more. However, it was around the time that she brought in her full band on Burn Your Fire for No Witness that I really started to catch on. She was writing so much better tracks. Her performances were seriously so much cooler. I thought this was a very good album. And by the time My Woman rolled around, she was a bona fide star in indie and an absolute badass. And while some people weren't into the gaudy and epic All Mirrors, I thought it was one of her best albums to date, maybe even her best to date. Now, I was very curious to look at this new album, Whole New Mess, mostly because this entire album, or at least the majority of it, is stripped down early versions of the tracks from All Mirrors, which I loved most of them. But I've been kind of on the fence with the singles. One was really good, the other was really bad. Let's chat about it. I will say this, there are a lot of tracks here that I think that you're going to want to go out of your way to hear, at least if you're an Angel Olsen super fan. Tracks like Too Easy, Bigger Than Us absolutely warm my heart. Here, hearing Angel in this very stripped down performance, but hearing also her larger than life vocals is actually pretty stunning. It's just as catchy and powerful as its sister track on All Mirrors. This, I'd say, is worth a listen. We Are All Mirrors is actually a really fascinating sort of ethereal folk tune. It's actually a sound that I wouldn't hear Angel Olsen do more with. Now, I have to admit, some of my favorite standout tracks from All Mirrors, I'm kind of partial to their sister versions on this. Like here, I think this version absolutely rips. Its counterpart is very glamorous and over the top, but this is much more emotional and pained. I don't even mind the lo-fi production here. As a matter of fact, it makes it sound even more alien and otherworldly and mysterious. Waving Smiling is a nice ballad as well. It's sweet and tender and actually benefits from being in a more stripped down atmosphere. It actually makes Angel's much more somber performance here hit so much harder. I think it really benefits from a lo-fi sort of stripped down atmosphere. And it gives this track a whole new life. And Lark's song here is a nice surprise. This doesn't even sound like it was recorded around the same time. It's so much more polished and so much more in sync with its All Mirrors counterpart. Angel sounds so good, and this is just as over the top and full of life. It is epic. At this point in this collection, I almost needed a reminder that she could belt tracks out like this. It's a great refresher. And even though it's longer than the final version that showed up on All Mirrors, I think this track packs quite a punch. Oh dear, but a lot of this album is just not for me, man. I think Angel Olsen superfans are gonna want to hear this, but a lot of these stripped down versions just not cutting it for me. Whole New Mess sucks as an intro. I'm sorry, but the stripped down and practically ghoulish nature of this track does not do the sound of Angel Olsen any justice. This is just so limp and goofy and not really as emotional as I would hope. Not only that, but Angel here sounds unsure of herself, and I haven't felt that way about her in years. It's the kind of track that I would have heard on her debut and just kind of shrugged at. I'm not that into this version of New Love Cassette either. These bluesy, slow tracks on here, just not cutting it. It's moments like this. This doesn't sound like an acoustic solo cut. This sounds like an early, unfinished thought of a demo. And I'm not into Angel's lackadaisical vocals here either. I know she could do so much more. Summer Song is a little too stripped down for my liking. I mean, Angel sounds like a little bit better on this track, but still not nearly as impressive as she has been in the last couple of years. It's just so obviously that she wasn't into half of these tracks at this point. And unlike the tracks here that are super interesting and worth the time to go check out, there's no mystery here, there's no drama. And let me tell you, I've listened to plenty of lo-fi, stripped down albums in my day, but Tonight Without You is awful. And you know what? It's a shame because vocal-wise, this is my favorite track here. I love how hushed and quiet it is. Instrumentally, this is unbearable and it does not progress at all. This is bad. And Impasse, Working for a Name, is the worst track here. Not even by close, by far, by a long shot. This is a monotonous, drawn-out, unbelievably boring, one-note track. I mean, this album was starting to lose me by this point, but listening to this track, I almost had to shut the album off. Some of the more passionate vocal moments on this track give it a real rawness that I think this album needed, but this is just not for me. And then, in true mixed bag fashion, Angel actually ends off this collection of tracks really well. Chance, Forever Love. What even is this track? This is a heart-wrenching, gorgeous, pained ballad for the ages. I genuinely will say that I haven't heard Angel this passionate about any other track here. Not only that, but here, the very minimal, stripped-down atmosphere makes her performance so much more powerful. I love this. If I heard more tracks like this, we wouldn't be talking about this album right now in this light. And what it is as a finale is a really great bluesy finish. If I heard tracks like this on her debut album years ago, I would have understood the hype. It's just so breezy, and it fills me with life. For a stripped-down tune, this is definitely the way to go. So, unfortunately, I think the bad outweighs the good on this little collection of early versions of tracks from All Mirrors, etc., from Miss Angel Olsen. I think super fans are going to want to hear this. I think huge Angel Olsen fans and huge indie heads are going to want to hear a lot of this. But if Angel Olsen's more stripped down and folky side isn't for you, like it is for me, there's going to be a very mixed bag. I'm feeling a strong 6 on this album, but let me know what you guys think down below. If you liked the video, be sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe, and let me know down below what you would like for me to chat about in the future. And until next time, have a great day, guys.